What's going on? We are halfway through the month of May, and I wanted to show you my prediction, my pre-summer prediction for the Eagles 53-man roster position by position. First position we're going to take a look at is quarterback. I think this one is pretty cut and dry, especially with the recent addition of Cody Kessler. Obviously, the starting quarterback this season is going to be Carson Wentz. I think Cody Kessler, because of just his experience, is going to step in and be that number 2 guy. And it sounds like Clayton Thorson is going to be carried on the roster through the whole season. They seem to think that they're not going to be able to get him through waivers, so he is going to fill that number 3 spot. Nate Sudfeld is the odd man out in this one. So those are the 3 quarterbacks that I think the Eagles are going to have. Moving on to the next position is running back. Obviously, Jordan Howard, starting the season off, is going to be the number 1 guy. I think later on in the season, actually, I don't think it'll really even take that long either. I think people are going to see that Miles Sanders is just the better back. It's just a matter of getting him used to blocking so that he can actually stay in for more plays. But Jordan Howard's going to be the number 1 guy starting off. Miles Sanders, Corey Clement, who's just fantastic in the pass game. Wendell Smallwood, I think, is going to be out of here. And then Boston Scott is going to be the 4th man because he just provides so much in the return game. I think he takes up the 4th spot. Moving on to wideouts. Obviously, Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, Nelson Aguilar. Those are your top 3 wideouts. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, he's got to be on, even if they think he's not ready at first, which he's obviously going to be, but he is definitely a guy that is not going to be able to make it to the practice squad. He would get scooped up by another team, and he's taken in the 2nd round, so it makes sense. So Arcega-Whiteside, Shelton Gibson, and then Mack Hollins. I think that rounds out everyone you're going to see as far as wideouts go. Tight ends, I would like to see them carry 3 tight ends, but I have a feeling it's going to be 4. So obviously Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert. Richard Rodgers is going to be key with blocking, and then Josh Perkins is also going to be key with blocking and just providing depth, really, to be honest. And he can come in and, make a few plays here and there. Teams are definitely not going to scheme for him. He's not going to be a huge part of the offense, but he's definitely going to be one of those guys where you're like, oh, Josh Perkins caught a 5-yard touchdown or something like that. Moving on to the tackles, I think that they're going to carry 4 tackles. Mailata is obviously going to be one of those guys. They're developing him. They don't want to put him on waivers, have someone else pick him up, or try to put him on the practice squad. So it's going to be Jason Peters, Andre Dillard, Lane Johnson, and Jordan Mailata. Those are going to be your tackles. Your guards are going to be Isaac Seumalo, Stefan Wisniewski, Brandon Brooks, and Matt Pryor. I would like to see them keep Isua Opeta, but I think they're going to try to put him on the practice squad, and he'll probably get picked up by someone else. I don't see him staying with the Eagles. I'm really certain that he will get picked up by someone else. Moving on to center, obviously, is Jason Kelce, so that's really not all that important. I don't think that they're good. I think they're expecting maybe if Kelce gets injured or something like that, Wisniewski will step up and play center. I know that Seumalo has played center before, but I don't think that they're really all that concerned about Jason Kelce getting hurt this year. So let's move on to defensive ends. You've obviously got Derek Barnett and Brandon Graham starting off. I don't think that they're going to pick up someone else. I think they're satisfied with Vinny Curry and Josh Sweat. And then, of course, Sharif Miller was taken in the 5th round. They're not going to let him sit or try to get him to the practice squad. So he will stay on the roster all year. He might see some plays every now and then, but he's not going to be that involved in the game, and they're not going to try to move him to the practice squad. So your defensive ends are going to be Derek Barnett, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Vinny Curry, and Sharif Miller. Your defensive tackles, they're going to carry to 4 defensive tackles. I thought maybe they might carry 5, but in my prediction, there's just not enough room. So Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, Tim Jernigan, and Hassan Ridgeway, I think those are going to be 3 guys. I thought, or 4 guys, I thought maybe they might carry Anthony Rush because he's just so huge, especially for like a goal line defense. He can suck up blockers, and then that would allow Fletcher Cox to do what he does, position himself so he can stop a runner from crossing the goal line. We'll see what happens. I mean, I know things are going on with that. Jernigan kind of had that the really cryptic Instagram post. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. I think he stays. I don't think he goes anywhere. Moving on to linebackers, I have them carrying 6 linebackers. I think last year they had 5 at the beginning of the season. I think they're going to play less 5-2, less 4-2, more 4-3 this year. So you're still going to have 3 safeties on the field at times. But so I got them keeping Grugier-Hill, Kamu Grugier-Hill, Paul Worrilow, Zach Brown, Nigel Bradham, LJ Fort, and I have TJ Edwards making the cut. This guy's not going to make it to the practice squad. Even though he went undrafted, I think teams are still going to see what they got, maybe not be happy with what they have, and they would definitely try to pick up TJ Edwards. I think he actually makes the roster, so I think they're going to have 6 linebackers this year. I'm going to do safeties first and then cornerbacks. So safeties, they're going to have Malcolm Jenkins, obviously, Rodney McLeod, Andre Sendejo, and then Blake Countess. I think that's going to be it. Moving on to cornerbacks, they're going to have Ronald Darby, Jalen Mills, Sidney Jones, Avonte Maddox, and Rasul Douglas. Now, if I can make a prediction about this, they might try to trade Rasul Douglas. Maybe, I don't think they're not gonna shop Jalen Mills. And then Sidney Jones and Avonte Maddox, they're definitely keeping. Those are kind of like the future. Cre'Von LeBlanc, I would love to see them keep him, but if he goes to the practice squad, he's going to get picked up by another team. He looked fairly good down the stretch last year. And Jay Liggins, I would love for them to have a spot for him, but no matter what I did, I just couldn't justify. I can't let my crush overpower my common sense. So Jay Liggins he's not going to be on the 53-man roster at the beginning of the season. They're going to try to sneak him past waivers, but he won't. He'll get picked up by another team for sure. And then, of course, they got the punter, kicker, and the long snapper. That's going to be it. That's my pre-summer prediction for the Eagles 53-man roster. I appreciate you checking out the video. Please consider like and subscribing. Please, if you really like this video and you know someone who might enjoy it, consider sharing it. It would really help my channel out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next video.